Welcome to BodhiKidz podcast. Today, we are going to learn something fun. How to talk about imaginary situations. Have you ever thought, what if I were a lion? Or, what if I were a bird? In this podcast, you will learn how to think, imagine, and speak in English using simple sentences. So listen carefully and enjoy.
Hello everyone. Today, I am going to imagine something fun. I am not a lion, but what if I were a lion? If I were a lion, I would live in a big jungle. I would walk proudly and fearlessly. If I were a lion, I would protect my family. I would take care of my group and keep them safe. If I were a lion, I would not be lazy all the time. I would stay alert and watch everything around me. If I were a lion, I would help other animals when they are in danger. I would be strong, but also kind. If I were a lion, I would enjoy running in the open forest. I would feel free and powerful. But I am not a lion. I am a human. Still, I can learn something from this thought. I can be brave. I can be responsible. And I can take care of others. So even if I am not a lion, I can still act like one in a good way.
Children, listen carefully. Sometimes, we like to imagine things. Things that are not real. Things that are not happening in real life. For example, you are not a bird. You are not a lion. You are not a teacher. But, you can imagine. What if I were a bird? What if I were a lion? This is called an imaginary or hypothetical situation. It means you are thinking about something that is not true, but you are just imagining it. Now, how do we talk about it in English? We use a simple pattern. Listen carefully. If I were, I would. Let's understand this. When we say, if I were, we are imagining something. And when we say, I would, we are telling what we will do in that imagination. Let's look at some examples. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. If I were a teacher, I would help my students. If I were a lion, I would live in the jungle. Now remember this. We say, if I were, not if I am. Because this is not real. It is only imagination. Now it's your turn. Think of something fun. And say, if I were A, I would. Take your time. Think and speak. This is how we talk about imaginary or hypothetical situations in English. So children, today we learned how to talk about imaginary situations using simple sentences. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Now, listen to this podcast again and practice speaking with it. Try to say your own sentences like, if I were A, I would. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep improving with BodhiKidz. We will come back with more fun learning podcasts for you. Until then, keep imagining and keep smiling.